I was struck at an early age by the power of storytelling. Welcome to the Narrative 4 Story Exchange. We're here to exchange our stories with one another.
This is Colin McCann. He's a New York Times bestselling author and the co-founder of a nonprofit called Narrative 4, an organization that's trying to end the disconnection in this world simply by having people share their stories.
If we are allowed to understand one another, not through facts and figures, but through personal stories, then we can begin to push change forward.
Today, these 8 New Yorkers are meeting in person for the first time to tell each other stories.
Being in a wheelchair is a challenge. It's tough, you know what I mean?
I grew up in a place of war. I remember hearing gunshots and the bombing that was happening like close to our house.
If it works, it could transform the epidemic of isolation and division we're currently experiencing in our world.
My name is Familia, and that's my story.
This is Catalysts, a show about the changemakers tackling our biggest problems.
I grew up in Ireland. I grew up in Dublin. My father was a journalist. He became a writer. There were more books than wallpaper in our house. I recognized when I was a teenager that I was a sort of vehicle, not for my own story, but for the stories of others.
Narrative 4 believes that being open to difference is the key to creating a better world. That's why they're working in 6 continents and 40 countries to start conversations that inspire people to take action. And right now, they're working with the Reality Poets, a group of gun violence victims who currently live at Kohler Hospital.
Poetry is our way of expressing ourselves. It's our way of telling our stories.
Laying on the ground, trying not to take your last breath. Try not to close your eyes because sleep is the cousin of death. I got shot in 2005. I got shot in my neck over a dice game. I missed my life.
People wouldn't really understand it unless they was to actually be in the shoes. Like, let's try it out for a day. Let's see how it is. Like, see my light, see my world, what I'm going through every day.
My name is Ezedine. I grew up in Yemen. It's a very different culture and men are not supposed to share their feelings. And that really kind of like hardened me.
Today, Narrative 4 is hosting a story exchange where the Reality Poets and other New Yorkers will tell each other stories.
What an incredible group. We got poets, we got students, we got thinkers, we got people who are changing the world in extraordinary ways. We are going to pair you off and you'll tell each other a 5 to 7 minute story. Sometimes people say, well, I don't have a story, but everybody has a story. The story exchange is our core methodology. I tell you a story from my personal life, you tell me a story from your personal life, then we get back together with the group and I tell your story in the first person and you tell mine. My name is Lillian De Jesus.
My name is Colin McCann.
Many of our programs are going to go across socio-economic lines. People who seem sometimes very different from one another.
Well, now I have that sense of peace, and that's just
Like, I really like what you said. You said it gave you more freedom, literally, with everything. And you know, there's always that fear that you might mess up someone's story, but it really makes you be like, wow, I never thought myself I can be in their shoes.
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm from Manhattan.
Hi everyone, my name is Var. I'm from Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Hi everyone, my name is Elle, and this is my story. This is a story of a goal that I accomplished.
I was about 10 years old, and it was like a Friday. You know, I was in Yemen, you know what I'm saying, my country. And as we was enjoying the holiday, it was just like an explosion.
Hi, everyone. My name is Familia. Me and my husband, we wanted to have a family. It was found out that my fallopian tubes was tied up, and that will definitely stop chances of having kids.
Hi everyone, my name is Vince. I was out on the street selling drugs at a quite a young age. In 2012, I got shot in a robbery and I was paralyzed.
So they tell these stories to one another, and then they begin to realize, oh, we're so much more alike than we are actually different. We make a sort of radical leap in understanding. From the basis of understanding, then, you can begin to do actionable things on the ground.
After meeting with the reality poets a few times, Ezzy got an idea. He and his robotics club started building a prototype of clothing that would help people in wheelchairs improve their circulation.
For our pants, the goal is to simulate the muscles of the wheelchair users from the legs down. That will help increase blood flow. They've been through so much, and yet they still decide, I'm still gonna use my, my pain to help others. And that's something that's truly inspiring.
So the story leads to understanding, which then leads to action, which then leads to change.
I guess when you tell a story of a person, like you're saying it as if it's your own story, the feelings just suddenly changes. The emotion suddenly changes. You understand what's happening. Really, really honored to have you telling me that story. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is actually my first story exchange. I was kind of uncertain about the concept, and after doing this, I'm like, I get it now. That was really great.
The connection that I get with the person that I'm sharing my story with. It's like seeing yourself in an out-of-body experience.
All of us are connected. And if we can find that connection in the personal stories that we want to share with one another, we can use the power that we all have individually to create something so much bigger than ourselves.